Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a plan with me using the Prism Moon collection from my shop, along with my Aura Stell A5 wide blossom planner in the color Fairy Tale, and my A5 wide vertical caress press inserts. I am also going to use my Hollow Basics line from my shop, along with Hollow scripts for this spread. This was the first week since my first miscarriage and surgery that I started to feel back to myself. I accepted a couple of invites for girls' nights. I hung out with one of my neighbors at one point. I went and helped a friend pack up her house because she was moving. It was the first week that I felt like I was consciously putting myself out there and kind of trying to pull myself out of the emotional slump that I had been in. I didn't know what was coming in my future, and I felt like things were getting better this week. During this week, I go to my very last doctor's appointment for that miscarriage, and I get told that my beta is all the way down to 0 and that I'm cleared to start trying again. Originally, he had told me that I needed to wait for my cycle to start back, but during this appointment, he told me that we could go ahead and start trying on our own. Not like trying, but like we could basically be unprotected and it would be fine. You know, he did say there is a chance that you'll ovulate before your period starts back. You may or may not, but you can try on your own. And then when your cycle starts, you can come in and we can get prepped for an IUI cycle. Well, I ended up getting pregnant. So it ended up being a whole second situation, and this was the week it was all going down. So yeah, I was feeling really good. I was being really social. I was like getting out and hanging out with people, and you know, it just, when you're not trying, it happens, you know. That's what they say. My good mood during this week and my kind of rosy outlook on life is why I picked this collection. I just wanted something really bright and fun and a little bit whimsical. I was really just feeling this art. And a lot of times, if I don't have something really holiday or event specific, I will pick my art based on just my mood in the moment. I am currently, as I'm doing this voiceover, my current week is the Ursula collection that just released in my shop, because this current week that I'm in is just about the opposite of this mood. So yeah, my spreads definitely are selected based on how I'm feeling mentally at the moment. And this week I was feeling really good. I also read a really good book during this week. And this is really strange because I'm having kind of a deja vu moment right now where I feel like I've talked about this book in a plan with me. And I don't know how that would be possible. I mean, I did read it like over a month ago, so maybe I did in between then and now during a voiceover, but that doesn't make sense because I read it during this week. So maybe it was like in a dream. I don't know. I apologize if I've already talked about this book to you guys, but it is called While Beauty Sleeps. It was a take on Sleeping Beauty, but it was done in a really, really interesting way of, it's based in the real world. Kind of like magic wasn't a thing. It like goes and explains how the story happened without magic. I think there's like a little bit of like medieval, like herbs and spices type magic that they believe in. But as far as like the magic elements of like the fairies and Maleficent being this evil creature that can turn into a dragon, like all those things are explained, like how the story turned into the Disney version, but explained in how it would have happened in real life. Kind of like the movie Ever After with Drew Barrymore is a Cinderella inspired story, but it like takes place in the real world and explains how, you know, the story then over the years turned into the Disney version that it is now. I really, really enjoyed it. If that sounds like a book that would be interesting to you guys, I was really into it. I think it was a really good read. It felt like a fast read, even though it's a very, very long book. Oh, and it takes place from the eyes of a servant girl in the palace. So it's also like not like the princess isn't the like narrator of the story. It's this servant who is a servant in the palace even before Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, is born. And so it's just really interesting. I recommend it. Getting into my day-to-day plans. On Monday, Monday was a weird day. So I started off by going to my neighbor's house, which I'm gonna have just in here as Jay's. So I went over there, we had coffee. I got to like play with her baby for a long time. It was really, really nice, in a great mood. But the day kind of flew by. So I put that the day flew by because I ended up being there for most of the day without even realizing it. I was just gonna go over there to like have coffee and chat, but it ended up being like almost a whole day. So I came home and I walked in the house and I realized our house was a disaster. I feel like there's a day in almost all of my Plan With Me spreads where I feel this way. Like one day a week, I look around and I'm like, okay, our house is a total wreck. I'm going to be using a Once More With Love munchkin, and it's just kind of like slumped on the floor and it looks like it's sighing, and that's how I felt. And then I put that I took 2 baths that day and that it was a weird day. Again, what kind of day do you take 2 baths? Like, this was a weird day. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was a strange day. So then on Tuesday, I'm starting off by putting that we had an IKEA delivery. I'm pretty sure that this was my new desk, and I was super excited about it. And then I went to my doctor's appointment. I had my blood drawn. That was my last beta. And that was when my doctor was like, okay, you guys can try again. Like, you're good. And then I put that I cleaned the whole house because, like I said, day before, house was a mess. Not like I did anything about it the day before though, because I took 2 baths and hung out with my friend all day. Then Alex and I made a closet fort in one of our closets for James. And then in the evening I worked some, so I put that I prepped orders and labels for the week. I designed some kits for the week, and then we just had a hodgepodge for dinner. I don't remember what, but it must have just been like a little bit of a lot of things that we had in the house. Then on Wednesday, I went over to my friend's house to help her pack because she was moving. This is a different Jay. So I put pack with Jay, but it's not my neighbor Jay. It's like a different Jay. And then we got Chick-fil-A, and James and I had a picnic at the park. I did Instagram story this on the day of. So we went and sat on like a grassy knoll and we ate Chick-fil-A, and it was really nice. I came home. I spent a few hours clearing customer service, and then I did get my beta results from the day before back, and they were down to 0, so it was all good. Thursday, I feel like I kind of panicked and realized that I had worked a lot less in the previous weekdays than I typically do, and I was really behind on work. And so I spent the entire day working from start to finish. I painted my nails so that I could do some videos. I edited videos. I designed kits. I cut samples for the new releases for the week. And then in the evening, I felt like James was coming down with something. He was acting like he was a little bit sick, maybe a little feverish. I am using a Teeny Tots sick sticker from my shop here. And it ended up being a quick thing. He seemed fine the next day, but we did have a little bit of a sick evening. And then on Friday, I knew that I needed to work a lot again. So I got up early. I started on emails. I edited more videos. I think this was one for my main channel and a planner video. I did have a furniture delivery on this day. I think it was my console for my office, which is so pretty. I'm literally obsessed with it. I love it so much. And then I put that I moved my office. I think I was just like moving things around in that room because my new stuff had arrived that week. And then I'm going to put that I did some office organization again because I had the new furniture pieces, the desk and the console come in. So I was really just working on that room. I did put that I ordered some supplies for the shop. So paper, ink, needles for the cutters, all that kind of stuff. And then I finished While Beauty Slept, the book that I mentioned earlier, during that evening. Saturday, I did some more office organization. I filmed some planner videos. I think I might have filmed a main channel video too. And then on this day, Alex was feeling under the weather, so I feel like he probably had what James had, and then he was fine the next day. I did do a sticker declutter, and then that evening I had a girls' night. It was a bunch of the moms from my neighborhood in the houses right around me, and we all went up to Nashville, and we went to one of the bars that's like on the rooftop of a hotel. It was really, really nice, and I have a picture of the group in the sidebar. It was funny too because I remember thinking that we would be home by like I don't know, 11 or so. We were definitely out until about 2 a.m. And so the next morning I put that I was so tired, I was exhausted. Then I did some foil organization. I had a long bubble bath and I read for hours. I did an early evening that evening. And we had a tornado watch on this night. This wasn't the most dramatic one we had. We had one that will be in a plan with me in the next week or 2 or 3. I don't know exactly what week it happened in, but it was so bad that we had to hide under our stairs and it was like a really big deal. This one was just like, we were in a watch, the weather was pretty bad. We kind of had to be like prepared, but we weren't actually like under the stairs in our like safe room. So yeah, that was this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.